Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the channel World of Wrestling. Here today to discuss about WWE Smackdown, October 15, 2021. This episode was, whatever. Had its ups, it had its downs. Was not terrible, but it wasn't that great. Did have some good moments here and there. The main event with Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch was actually a solid match. Despite the fact that we've seen this on previous pay-per-views in the past, this was not bad. Bianca Belair did have some influence in the outcome of the match, so I actually enjoyed that match regardless of what Bianca Belair did, which was very similar, but we had an end result to the match, which is Sasha Banks beating Becky Lynch, in a very good matchup overall. It went over 20 plus minutes or so. So it was a solid match. I thought it was very entertaining. Don't know why they called it the WWE SmackDown Women's Title Contenders match. She's already part of the triple threat match. So what is she trying to earn here? It should have been just a free pay-per-view type style matchup, which is what we got. And it was pretty good. I enjoyed that match. The rest of the card, I didn't particularly care. I was paying too much attention to stuff on FanDuel as I was watching this shit. There was Edge and Seth Rollins segments that were very good. Edge kickstarted the show. He discussed his feelings about Seth Rollins. They did show highlights what led to the final stipulation of the match between these two, and it's Hell in the Cell at Crown Jewel. Good matchup. Good way to set it up. I think that is a well-deserving match between these two, especially. You could have done TLC like as a number one contender to challenge for the WWE Championship, since they're both going to be on Raw. That they could have done as well in TLC. That would have been kind of fun to watch. But hey, Hell in a Cell match is totally fine with me. As long as this match is brutal. We see a little bit of color in this matchup between these two. With them both bleeding at least or something. Give us some kind of realism and some kind of brutality to this to really enhance the entire storyline that these two men did. Edge did go into about Seth Rollins breaking into his home and just kind of eating his food, drinking his personal belongings that he got from the grocery store and stuff like that, and just totally being disrespectful in the man's home without him even there. He said it was very similar to what he did to John Cena and his dad walking into his father's home, slapping him in the face, but technically I think Edge's style of what he did was a hell of a lot better and more impactful than what Seth Rollins did. Seth Rollins just came into someone's home and just ate their shit, which I think is absolutely fucking retarded, and it leaves no kind of heel-like feeling towards the whole storyline between the two. So I didn't particularly care for this. Now, if he would have done something similar to, like, acting like he was going to harm Beth Phoenix in some way, or, curb stomping her possibly even on the tile floor, and they could really sell that and without getting Beth Phoenix hurt, I think that would have been kind of cool. Some people would probably frown on that as male abusing a female type of thing, and I can understand that, but it is just a show. They're just acting out a role, so that's the reason why I wouldn't get it so twisted or take it so personally. But some other people would disagree with me on that, and that's totally fine. I totally understand people have different opinion on that kind of subject, but it is just a show, so it's not like we're really legitimately encouraging something like that. We're trying to get people to hate Seth Rollins. What better way to do that than have Seth Rollins attack Edge's wife? So that's the whole thing behind that I think could have been more impactful, but hey, it is what it is. And I guess they went with the best case scenario for them to do without getting bad publicity. But that's the kind of route I would have went on with that. But hey, it is what it is. No big deal. It doesn't make a lot of sense, though, that the man wasn't arrested. But then again, a lot of people come on here and debate that with me and say, well, Edge went into John Cena's home a long time ago and slapped John Cena's father in the face. I mean, go in John Cena's father's home and slap his father in the face at the same time, and that's like breaking and entering kind of thing. An unwelcome guest comes into their home and assaults an elderly person for no good reason, just because they have some sort of heated rivalry between the two of them. So, I mean, you could debate that. I mean, that is kind of an assault charge, domestic violence type of thing, I guess. But still, I mean, I'll say this, and someone will come back with me, and that's fine about Seth Rollins going into the home. It is a show, so it is what it is. I guess maybe I take this a little too seriously, but I mean, it should make a little logical sense. I mean, the guy broke in the man's home and just fucking started eating his food. Why the door was unlocked made no sense to me whatsoever. But that's talking about weeks ago. I'm not going to sit here and keep reiterating that stuff because you guys know what happened. It made no sense, and that's just the way WWE does things. They don't think of the small details of things that would actually make sense, but whatever. So Edge admits that Seth Rollins is not like himself. He's Seth freaking Rollins, and he does things a little bit differently, but he doesn't bring the same kind of intensity that Edge does. And he said that he's going to bring that intensity and be so demonic and evil-like that he will destroy Seth Rollins inside the Hell in a Cell match. Seth Rollins later on in the show, though, cut a promo about reiterating what Edge said. He appreciated for the admitting that he is Seth freaking Rollins, not Edge-like. And he said, I've been in more Hell in a Cells than you have in your entire career. He says, I have a lot of intensity, and I'm looking forward to destroying you. If you think for a solitary second I have no intensity, I will show you that I have that intensity inside Hell in a Cell. So, both of the men are they're anticipating very much for this match between the two of them. It should be entertaining. I mean, they've had two good matches. SummerSlam was good. About the only good match on the damn card, to be quite frank with you. Outside of John Cena and Roman Reigns, and that came in second best. And their match on Smackdown in Madison Square Garden was pretty damn solid, too. It actually was better than their SummerSlam match. So that was pretty much that segment. The main event segment was with Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. Very short, sweet, to the point. Roman Reigns had Paul Heyman look at the contract, and he looked at it, said, yep, you're all good. Go ahead and sign it. It's exactly the way it's supposed to show on the contract. He signs it, hands it over to Brock Lesnar to throw the pen away, and Adam Pearce had an extra pen to give to him, and Brock Lesnar looked at it, signed it without even looking at the contract, looked directly at Roman Reigns and laughed, and then put it away, folded the contract up and everything, the actual book that it was in. And Roman Reigns said, you must be a dumbass, some country farmer dumbass. And he goes, what are you talking about, man? I already looked at this morning. I had Paul Heyman look at it. Started cracking up laughing, music hits, and off he goes. And that's that. That was the end of the that segment. And that's when the show goes off the air. What the hell? My computer just went ahead and had a blank screen. Alright, anyway, what happened next was, well, the first match was Finn Balor versus Sami Zayn in a one-on-one match. Sami Zayn ends up losing the match to Finn Balor. Finn Balor moves on to the finals to face whoever that would be, either Jinder Mahal or what's his face, Xavier Woods. I highly doubt Xavier Woods is getting past Jinder Mahal. I think Jinder Mahal is going to win that, move on to the finals, and will lose to Finn Balor. Finn Balor will walk away as the winner of the King of the Ring tournament, making him go from a prince to a king, and it would make a lot of sense to actually go that route. Following that, we also had the Queen of the Ring matchup between Carmela and Zelena Vega, and Zelena Vega gets another victory, moving on to the finals of this tournament. Why the fuck is she even in this tournament to begin with is beyond me. I have no idea. This makes absolutely no fucking sense whatsoever. But hey, it is what it is. It's WWE. I've had enough of wrapping my head around and trying to figure this company out. It's just a bunch of old fucks not knowing what the hell they're doing or just don't care. And it doesn't matter to me anymore. I'm just here to provide you the insight of it and my feelings on the show without flipping out or acting crazy. Because, quite frankly, I'm getting tired of doing all that crap. It's really a waste of time. It doesn't benefit me any. It doesn't help my heart rate at all. It just pisses me off and makes me fucking angry as hell. So, there's no point in doing that here. It's just nonsense and bullshit. AEW, you want wrestling? That's where you go. You go to AEW. Carmelo loses to Zelena Vega thanks to a little bit of assistance of Liv Morgan. Carmella had some stupid mask she wore last week, which I didn't even know she was wearing a mask. I thought maybe she happened to have an injury to her nose or some shit. So she wore some kind of protective mask stuff or some kind of crap. I don't fucking know anymore. Who gives a shit? But she planned on having the match without it, and she decided to get it back on. And when she went to one of her cronies to get it, out came Liv Morgan, and she took the damn mask away and managed to hold on to it. She got distracted by Liv Morgan, and got a roll-up pinfall, and Zelena Vega wins to move on to the next round of the tournament, which is the finals. And who really gives a fuck? I mean, let's be honest. So, we also had the Usos defend the Smackdown tag team titles, I believe, in a street fight, which I believe these two had a street fight. Possibly, or it's just a normal tag team title match. But whatever the case may have been, the Usos walked away victorious and retained their tag team titles. I gotta admit, guys, I've been very happy with some of the build that has been going on with Crown Jewel. It feels like an important pay-per-view. The only problem is, like I've said before, if it wasn't for this damn draft that they did like 3 weeks before the actual pay-per-view, if they would have been doing this draft after the pay-per-view, this would actually be a very fun, entertaining pay-per-view. It's some kind of, mystery to it. It may give you the impression that possibly like Big E and Drew McIntyre's match would end up being different than what you expect. And unfortunately, because of the fact that Drew McIntyre's on SmackDown, Big E's on Raw, it doesn't really leave any element of surprise. It's very spoiler-like, and it just, makes you feel like, what the fuck's the point in watching the damn match, even though it should be good. We're not going to be surprised by who wins. Big E's walking away with retaining the championships. What's the point of the match? It's just a waste of fucking time. It's just to fill up a card and give a former WWE champion a shot at a world title. Is it meant to push him into becoming a heel? Well, it's kind of hard for him to be a heel when he should be a top guy, and Roman Reigns is the top heel within the company. So, doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, but hey, it is what it is. A lot of things with WWE don't make any sense anymore anyway. What else happened on this fucking show that I can't really remember so much of? Trying to think. I guess that's pretty much it. I mean, there's really nothing more I can think of with this damn show. And my computer's acting up. I have no way of fucking pulling this stuff up. Right now. It's just giving me all kinds of problems and issues. Come on, you piece of shit. Sorry about the wait, guys. It's just my computer's acting funny. I don't know why. Doesn't really matter why. It's just computerized garbage. As usual. Give me a second to pull up the rest of the card so I could tell you guys the rest of the results of this show. Because, to be quite frank with you, I wasn't paying a whole lot of attention to it. I mean, it had some good moments, like I said earlier, but other than that, it wasn't all that big of a deal. If you missed it, it wasn't that big of a deal. It was just whatever. Something to watch on a Friday night if you got nothing else better to do. But most definitely, I wouldn't miss it for Rampage. Definitely not. Alright, so what else happened on the show? We had Shayna Baszler and Sonya Deville defeating Naomi. Why this even took place, I have no idea. I really don't. I skipped that fucking match anyway, so it doesn't really matter to me. Yeah, so the rest of the card, I already mentioned. Only thing that was missing in this whole review was the Shayna Baszler and Sonya Deville match against Naomi, in which case they beat her in 2 minutes. Naomi's getting buried like a motherfucker in this show. But hey, it is what it is, guys. I don't know what else more to say, so you know what to do. Hit the like button if you like this video. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel, of course. And leave a comment down below. I'll definitely get back to you on that. Apologize with the fact that I don't have so much enthusiasm. I've just been extremely exhausted lately in the last couple of days. Haven't gotten a whole lot of sleep. And I told you guys I'd be here to give you guys this review on Smackdown for October 15th, 2021, and I gave it to you. Hope you enjoyed it for the lack of enthusiasm I have in this video. But at this time, again, hit the like button if you like the video. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel. Leave a comment down below. I'll definitely get back to you on that. Thank you guys very much for watching. Have a great night, guys. Bye.